You have two, Nate, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Bo. It's good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So after last year and all of its kind of weirdness, what's it like to be back in a somewhat normal environment? You got your whole off season, the regular strength and conditioning program, and you can, do normal team things again.
Yeah, I think like you mentioned, the strength and conditioning part is probably the best thing that's been about being back here on campus for the full spring ball and being able to have summer and everything. It was tough during COVID not being able to have a structured workout consistently and being able to have the strength staff here. And I think Coach KB has been able to really influence the guys here as far as getting them in shape and getting ready this year. So you'll see when you come out here, a lot of guys are a lot bigger, a lot stronger, faster. And I think that's a real testament to Coach KB and how hard we've been working. So I'm really excited for that.
It's getting that opportunity to have that normal strength program. How do you feel personally from a physical standpoint compared to 1 year ago when you were working out in quarantine and like hiking with, 50 pounds of rice on your back or whatever you were doing?
Yeah, you got a good memory. That's what I was doing during COVID to stay in shape. I was doing lunges on the sidewalk and stuff like that. But I feel a lot better, being able to have just structured stuff. It's different, being 4 years now in the program, guys know what they're supposed to do when you go home on breaks and stuff like that. But it was different during COVID just because it was, a solid, whatever it was, 5 months, 6 months of nobody looking after you. But being able to have good coaches around you who, know their stuff and know how to get you in the right shape and everything has made a world of a difference. And I'm feeling really good this year. And, hopefully it should be a good year for all of us.
Thanks, Bo.
Dave Woods.
Hey, Bo. From what we can tell, it looks like you spent the first couple of days of practice working at least a little bit on the edge at that outside linebacker stand-up position. What's that been like? Is that a position switch, or is that just something where you're working out there to build some versatility?
Yeah, Coach has been exploring all options, moving guys around all over the place. It's day 2 of fall camp, so you're going to see guys, going in all sorts of different positions. Couple of packages last year. I also played a little bit outside. If you guys remember in Oregon, we were doing that, and a couple other of our packages. But just been working all over the place on the field and looking to do whatever I can to really put my best foot forward and do what I can for this team. And I'm really excited. There's a lot of guys who are really good football players here, and a lot of veteran guys, and we're just going to put the best guys on the field. So wherever that is, I don't care where I play. I'm sure everybody else, none of these guys really care as long as we're winning games.
How do the roles and responsibilities differ? Are they significantly different at that spot versus the mic, or is there some stuff you can translate over?
I mean, being 4 years here in the program, I know pretty much every position, so there's not much of a challenge as far as learning, the different spots in the field. Obviously, there's differences in different positions, or else there wouldn't be different positions. But just how you line up and stuff like that is always different from Mike to an outside linebacker. That's the two differentiations between the two. But as far as learning new things, I know most of everything, so it's not too hard.
Thanks, Bo.
Yeah.
Sam, go ahead.
Hey, Bo. So just talking about getting more time there on the outside, is that something you just talk to your coaches about, or do you ever talk with someone like Carl, who had a lot of experience there the past 2 years, about what that's like, what kind of differences there might be there?
I played outside backer in high school, and I played defensive end. That's really where I started my career. I was an All-American defensive end in high school. Not the flex, but but I know what I'm supposed to be doing out there. So Carl's a great guy, and we got a lot of good guys in that room. Adam Cohen, and on the other side we got Mitchell Agude, who obviously had a breakout year last year. He was balling out, and Coach Kafusi, being a great coach in that position. But like I said, every coach has really been good about switching guys around, and tons of guys have been moving in different spots, just trying to see who fits where and how we're going to run this defense this year. And you'll see a ton of changes as fall camp goes on, just like any other year. But yeah, just been exploring, move my body in different ways. It's been fun being able to see new perspectives on things, and just learning more football. And excited to get after it and be able to, get past this whole COVID year and, really have a full camp and, get after it this season.
Yeah, and then just from a team perspective, what would you say are the goals, at least in terms of growth from last year? Anything you're looking to fix specifically or change in terms of things you didn't do well last year that you guys can fix this year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we had a really good year last year for being COVID and everything. As far as defensively, we were, among the top in the Pac-12, and we just got to build off of that. Really, that was a modified season, and obviously there was things they're going to be way different this year. Including fans and being in person in school and whatnot, and having recruits here or whatever, all that stuff. So just being able to remember what we did during COVID. I think we got really close, and the team was here because that's all we had. We're the guys around us. So being able to maintain that, build off of that, I think we're going to be doing great this year because we already built that foundation last year, and now it's just time to really crank it up.
You mentioned fans being back this year. You have the season opener against Hawaii. It's going to be the first time with fans in the Rose Bowl, but then you also have the LSU game, which is obviously expected to draw a lot of people. What are you looking forward to in those games? Like the energy, the feeling around it. What are you kind of anticipating there?
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of guys, that's a big reason why you want to play college football on a big stage, right? You want to play in front of a lot of people. You want to play in big games, and you want to win big games. And the Rose Bowl is a great place to do that. The amount of capacity you can fit into that stadium. Hopefully we're gonna be able to pack the whole thing out this year. And we know we have a lot of home games this year. It's one of those years where I think we have 6 or 7 home games. So hopefully be able to get people packed in there and, obviously have COVID protocol and everything, be safe. Hopefully it's loud, and hopefully we can have a lot of fun.
All right. Thanks, Bo.
Thanks.
All right. Any final questions for Bo? Great. We'll let him go. Thanks for your time, Bo.
Thanks, guys.
We'll have Caleb Johnson coming up next. All right, we're joined by Caleb Johnson now. Once again, if you have any questions, please hit the raise hand button. Then we'll get started with Dave.
Hey, Caleb, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. From what we can tell so far in practice, it looks like you might be playing a little bit or moving inside to the other inside linebacker spot, the Mike. Is that something that you've done before? How's that switch going? Is that a permanent switch or just something where you're building versatility?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did it a little bit last year, but Coach Pelham's kind of get all the guys to know both positions very well, so we could each just go in at any time.
And how does that differ at all from kind of the position you were playing a little bit more last year? Are there different responsibilities there?
Got to be a little more vocal. Got to order the defense around a little more, but it's virtually the same. Other than that.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yep.
Tupney.
Okay. Hi, Caleb. It's good to see you.
How you doing?
Good. What's it been like working with Jordan Genmark-Heath at that middle linebacker position? What does he bring as a transfer from Notre Dame into this program?
Him and Ale have been really like mature, as in it doesn't even really feel like they're new to the program at all. They already pretty much know everything. Like they get everything to business. It's been real good we have a real good group. Everyone, even the younger guys, just feel like we're real mature, got everything ready to go.
Your first year at UCLA was obviously weird because of the pandemic anyway, so I guess you don't know what it was like pre that time, but what does it feel like to get some semblance of what you would imagine is normal? Like you get to hang out with the team and indoors again, you have a regular strength program. So how do you feel just going into a somewhat normal season?
It feels a lot better. coming in, actually having a summer training session and everything, like actually feeling like my body is more ready versus just doing like push-ups and running at home in my room. So that's definitely a huge difference. And it's gonna be my first time playing in front of a bunch of fans like that in the Rose Bowl and everything. My mom and all my people come out to see that, so that's gonna be nice.
Did you have any personal goals that for you during the summer training program with the new strength staff?
Oh, just have a stack good days on top of good days. Really, that's it. Just every day come in, execute, do what we need to do.
Has your family started asking you to get tickets to that first game yet?
Yeah.
Were you able to get enough?
I'll get it done.
You might have to barter with your teammates, but you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sam, go ahead.
Hey, Caleb, talking about that first game that you're going to have in the Rose Bowl. I'm just curious, have you been to a UCLA game as a fan or recruit before, like with fans in the stands and everything?
I
When's the last time you went?
It was actually a long time ago. It was like when I was in middle school.
Okay.
So,
Do
yeah.
you remember what game it was who they were playing?
I think they were playing like Stanford.
So pretty good environment. You expect that to be back this year?
I feel like it's gonna be a great environment. I feel like there's gonna be a whole bunch of fans out there, especially coming out of COVID and the fact that our program's on a rise right now. So I think it's gonna be a great environment.
And then I just wanted to ask you about Bo. It seems like he's playing a little more on the outside at that Raider spot so far in practice. What have you seen from him? I know he said he played a little bit of it last year, but how do you think he's making that transition?
I think he's doing a great job. You know, I mean, he's one of those guys who really play inside backer, outside backer. It's not a huge difference for him. I think it's kind of just like a seamless transition for him, honestly. Like it's not really any problem at all. He could come right back to inside backer if he needs to, wherever the coaches need him. Right.
All right, thanks, Caleb.
Yeah.
All right, last questions for Caleb. Great, thanks for your time, Caleb. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.